Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing fine, and I hope you'll remain fine for a long period of time. This is actually the topic of our today's video. We want to look at the mobility of our bodies, how we develop it through practicing Aikido, and how it can help us to stay fit, informed, mobile for a long period of time as we are aging. So stay with us for a few minutes and we'll talk about this.
Okay, so let's take a look at a few different exercises that you can do to kind of help keep your mobility as you, develop an Aikido and as you get older even. You want to develop a sense of allowing the body to stay open and able to move in different ways. So a lot of the practice of Aikido helps with that already, but maybe there's some other exercises too that we can look at that will help increase that mobility of the body even more, and particularly in the joints and the articulations of the body. So one thing that we don't really work on a lot in Aikido is groundwork. So we do work on rolls and things like that. So even just your basic rolling back and forth is actually a really great exercise just to come back to all the time. Rolling back and forth. Okay, this is actually really good for your back, the organs. It keeps the body kind of supple and open. Now from here, if you want to work on a lot more mobility from the ground, then we can play with moving on the ground. So once you get used to rolling and even rolling backwards and forwards, so backwards, forwards, then you can allow yourself just to sort of play and roll and move in such a way that there's a non-stop movement without thinking too much. You can just kind of allow the system to discover different ways of moving that may actually help you in the long run. And the biggest thing is you don't really want to care too much about what it looks like. You want to allow yourself to explore and maybe discover something new. And in that same time, the body just plays and opens up naturally. From there, we can work on mobility from standing, and to do that, we particularly want to work on mobility in the center, the hips, and being in the legs. So working from the base and the hips, we begin by keeping the legs nice and open, okay? And some of the basic movements that we do in Aikido, for example, Tenkan, we can work with a really nice, big, long, open base and start to move around from that really large open base. So it bends the legs, it opens the hips, and it gets you used to getting low. Okay, we really want to drop into these kind of movements. You can begin to do an Irimi Tenkan, a two-step. Okay, trying to play with these movements, getting into things like that. Now, on the other level too, we want to work on the top and the arms. So we're used to doing different movements here in front, maybe doing some blends, a wase, with different attacks. And it generally stays kind of here in front, which is a good place to be. But we also want to allow the shoulders to start to be able to open up. So being able to actually reach and open the shoulders in different ways. You want to be able to allow the body then to roll around with the shoulders that roll around with the body. So working essentially on the back, shoulders, and then we don't want to forget the elbows, and literally just allowing the arms and the back to move freely, and discovering different ways to move. And this will actually help open up the shoulders naturally without having to think about it. Okay. And then if you want to do, after that, some specific kind of yoga stretches, things like that, that would actually help really open up the shoulders. That would be fine too. There's a lot of different positions that you could do. And one specific one, for example, is just to bring the fingers back behind you. Open up the arms and the shoulders. And literally just allow that to open up the shoulders, the heart. Okay, and doing that, right? You can even bend forward doing that. Again, that'll help keep the shoulders nice and open for you, and also the chest and the heart, so that it'll help keep you, in a sense, very open and present. So there's actually a lot of different ways you can work on mobility. These are really just a few simple ideas working from the ground up. So if you have more ideas, more examples, please make some comments below. And we'd love to see what you have to offer, and maybe even get around to some other examples showing some more different types of exercises later on. So thanks for joining in, and we'll catch you in the next video.